Agents of Slaughter is back and here to bring you another video talking about or explaining the content in random murder videos that make their way onto the internet. In case this is the first time you've clicked on one of this channel's videos, I've got similar and other dark crime content, so if this is your fucking bag, give us a like, share, subscribe, hit that wee bell, you know what to do. Be sure to check out the other shit I've uploaded. A little shout out here, as this dose of all out fucking brutality was brought to my attention by a YouTube user going by the name of Scott Pepper, so cheers there. And if anybody else wants to drop a comment nudging me in the direction of some other gnarly stuff that could feature on here, you know what to do. I'll make an effort to get around to creating content for the channel based off recommendations, so keep them coming. Recently I uploaded a video about Gianni Versace murderer Andrew Cunanan, and I still need to get caught up on research about the butchering of a San Francisco man at the hands of some dude and his transgender lover, I believe last year, both of these which were mentioned in comments by the YouTube community. So with all that said, let's crack on. After all, that's a fucking video title and a half, right? As always, I will not be posting any overly graphic images or anything like that within this video. I'm here to talk about this crazy shit only. I'm not here to get shut down or entirely freak folk the fuck out. I'm just here to explain to the curious what they want to hear without having to view such heathen-like atrocities themselves. What a fucking saint I am, right? Go me. There is a massive issue in the Brazilian prison system currently, and there has been for some time. I plan on doing a couple of videos about this, as it's resulted in massive gang wars, huge numbers of murders, decapitations, slayings, arson attacks, stabbings, you name it. Gangbangers are at all-out fucking war in Brazil, growing from conflicts taking place in Rio de Janeiro only to spreading throughout the whole country over the past few decades. This has now festered further, with gang members killing each other in huge numbers in a corrupt and undermanned prison system which has seen top screws walk away due to conflicts, as well as numerous accusations and questions thrown at the government for failing to implement the necessary infrastructure to cater for the world's third largest population of inmates. Now, the video I am about to talk about is from one of these Brazilian prisons, and although I cannot confirm nor deny if it is a gang-related slaying, the sheer barbaric nature of what is going on may lend itself to that notion, if not pretty much make it a safe assumption. There is a distinct lack of information out there about this. I'm not even sure what prison it is, and by not sure I mean I've no fucking idea. I just know it's in Brazil. However, this also does not surprise me. Fair enough, there's evil and tyranny in every corner of the planet, but it would seem that at times South America is reserved for the cream of the crop. After all, this region does make up, if I remember correctly, a majority of Earth's top 10 murder capitals, and when it comes to the prisons or gang and cartel related crime in South America, you definitely have the potential to view or hear something truly horrifying, something that sits above almost everything else. The video in question is only 61 seconds long, but there's quite a bit to explain from within that short time frame, and I'm going to get onto it now. So if you get this far and you decide, I actually don't want to fucking hear what goes on, get the fuck out of Dodge. For starters, this whole episode takes place inside a cell, and from the first instant it is already in the midst of the events unfolding. On the floor, face down, is the man in question, who has been killed. The camera work is shaky at best, although from the first 6 or 7 seconds we can make out around 5 people in the cell, inclusive of the cameraman, who at one point brings his hand out in front of the camera, and you can see he's wielding some sort of blade, stabbing weapon, cutting tool, shiv, whatever you want to call it. The cameraman's got one. He's got blood all over his hand. It might even look like that he maybe was the one that initiated a kind of kill shot, or certainly took part in what I'm about to explain. of the victim. The fatality clearly has the back of his skull gaping open, with the whole back region of his cranium having been removed. There's blood and brain matter all over the floor of the cell, with a couple of pairs of hands still removing pieces from inside the head, literally scooping it out as if you were, I don't know, taking mince out a fucking bowl or something like that. The cameraman then moves closer to the corpse, where now 3 or 4 hands are flailing about, grabbing the back of the head, fucking around with the flaps of skin that are loose, pulling at it, ragging it around a little. It's all very blithe, very uncaring, very detached. How this even can happen, not like the types of people that can do it, that's one thing, but how this can actually happen. You've got a group of fucking people butchering a guy's head in a jail cell. Brazilian prisons. Those in the cell are talking away quite frantically, almost excitedly. They're speaking in, I assume, Brazilian, no idea what they're saying, but they definitely sound very unconcerned, like they're just so detached, they don't give a fuck. While one hand fucks around yanking at the left ear of the body, another couple of hands are pulling at the skin that covers the skull area. The camera pans around more to the front of the body as the head is pulled off the floor, and we see a couple of thumbs pushing in the right eye socket, with the victim's left eye visibly still intact. Another hand then appears, with this perpetrator pushing a finger into the left eyeball or eye socket, pushing right into the skull, and then basically pulling the eyeball out of the skull, showing it clearly to the camera. You can even see the tendony, muscly parts behind the eye hanging out the skull here. In the surgical world, this would be called enucleation, usually done to remove tumors and such. This is just all out fucking ruthless. There's not really words to describe this shit. Those involved then continue to rag the head around a little, continuing to prod about the eye region of the victim, sort of scraping at it and prodding in the fucking bloodied mess that is the eye socket region. The victim's then pulled off the floor a little further, with one person who's standing over the back of the body, grabbing the corpse by the mouth and pulling up, sort of like hooking the roof of the mouth, revealing just how much blood and gore can be seen around and under the corpse on the floor of the cell. Pieces of brain, and although the picture quality isn't primo enough to make out individual fragments, it's safe to presume pieces of skull and bone are there as well. It's quite obvious to state at this point that the corpse, the body, the victim, he's covered in blood as well. I mean, this is a messy fucking job. The camera then shakily moves back a little so as to see more of the entire body, again with those involved all chatting away, saying stuff, again quite frantically. Thankfully, the clip then stops recording at this point, and that's it. So like I say, quite a fucking bit of description in there for only 61 seconds of video. And although it definitely is a level of just sheer animalistic tribal savagery that I've never witnessed before, I'm at least a little glad that this video was only a minute long. It really caught me off guard, simply because it is ruthlessly brutal from that initial moment. There is no fucking pissing around for a couple of minutes, there's no quiet, there's just a bit of chatter, a bit of noise, and visibly quite shocking content. So in that sense, as much as I am curious about dark crime and such like that, and sort of delve into these kind of things, I'm glad this was just a minute. That's what I'm saying. I'm glad it was a minute. I'm glad it wasn't 10 fucking minutes, because I probably would have watched 10 minutes just to make this video, so I'm glad it's only one. Like I mentioned before, the Brazilian prison system is in a state of absolute fucking disarray. especially in current times, and this, one way or another, can be the type of nefarious barbarism prevailing in these corners of our beautiful human existence. I will leave it at that, with every intention to talk more about the Brazilian prison issue down the line somewhere, but for now I'm going to bid you adieu. And again, if anyone likes this shit, drop a comment, hit a like, fucking hit a bell, give me some fucking recommendations of where to go next. A lot of this shit I would never even have fucking heard of if it was not for you guys. Auf Wiedersehen, motherfuckers.